everybody and welcome to another video. For those of you who know me, welcome back, and for those of you who don't, hi, I'm Pia, and today we're going to dive into 8 of the hottest trends for this summer season. Whether you're a beachside babe or more of a city dweller or countryside type of person, there's quite a lot to be said. So I suggest you grab yourself a cup of coffee, maybe make it an iced coffee, a little cup of matcha, perhaps a glass of chilled rosé if it's a little bit later in the afternoon. And let's just jump right into it. Not anymore reserved for boardrooms or sort of fancy city lunches. This year, tailoring will be all about mixing that very polished structural aesthetic that tailoring gives to our outfits with a little bit of a more deconstructed summer breeze vibe. I personally love the idea of a crisp ecru blazer thrown over a delicate slip dress, or perhaps high-waisted tailored shorts paired with a silky, strappy cami top. Even at the beach, you can totally rock tailored linen trousers, for example, and pair it with a bikini top and just a straw hat for that effortless look. I've personally fallen in love with linen suits that have a little bit of a twist, like a skirt with a sleeveless gilet top, particularly the ones that have a round neckline. They're so versatile and they instantly elevate the look, whether you pair them with strappy sandals and perhaps a little bit of a more formal type of handbag. You might want to head like that dress to your friend's wedding. And then if you pair them with, say, flip-flops and that same straw hat that I mentioned a little bit earlier, you might be ready for lunch by the beachside as well. In any case, on this occasion, tailoring is not only reserved for my girlies in the city, but beachside babes can enjoy fully tailored looks as well. Even if you're spending summer in the countryside, these ensembles will look lovely whatever the background of your summer looks like. So I'd say that if you're soon to pack for a little bit of a seaside getaway, don't be afraid to chuck in perhaps your favorite blazer or your favorite pair of tailored trousers in there and mix and match it with your more beachside pieces in order to make yourself feel a little bit more put together while feeling beachside effortlessly chic. That's the type of energy we're manifesting for this summer. Next up, let's talk about a trend that you might remember from my 2025 spring trends video. I will make sure to leave it linked up here for you because a lot of those trends are still going to be relevant for the summer season as well. It's that soft, dreamy yellow that instantly brightens your day, and I feel like it's a shade that makes your skin glow no matter what your skin looks like. Buttermilk yellow is that perfect sort of middle ground between summertime and pastel shades. Not too bold, but not too shy either. We're seeing this color in everything from flowy dresses to skirts, perhaps sometimes just in a bag and a pair of shoes. It's the kind of color that pairs beautifully with other summer staples, such as your whites, your ecrus, your beiges, your faded blue jeans, or even your browns and taupes as well. Kate, Alaya, Alessandra Rich, and Zimmermann have some of my absolute favorite options when it comes to this shade on the luxury market this season. And on the more affordable end of the spectrum of this trend, one of my favorite ways I saw buttermilk yellow being proposed this season was actually in gym wear, with different accents in the outfits as well as complete total looks being proposed in buttermilk yellow. There's something so fresh and fun about a monochromatic look, I think. And then if you're feeling a little bit more experimental and you're feeling more like completely embracing the trend, why not trying a swimsuit in this shade this summer? I feel like this shade is just the perfect way to inject a little bit of sunshine into your everyday outfits. Trend number 3 is all about wrinkle textures, or the wrinkle effect kind of thing, like a crinkled up type of effect in a fabric. This season, the fashion world has completely fallen in love with that kind of like lived in aesthetic. An undone vibe, honestly perfect for those of you that don't want to do any ironing. The vibe for this is perfectly imperfect linen dresses that look like they've been crumpled up in a suitcase, and then you just pulled it off the minute you arrived, threw it on, and headed to the beachside for your lunch. Obviously, in an intentional, stylish, aesthetic type of way. I mean, it is fashion after all. But then again, this can also apply to linen trousers, blouses, anything that's in linen, or perhaps a little bit of a stiffer type of cotton will give you that effect. We're also seeing this trend pop up in a lot of formal wear pieces, crafted from fabrics that have a natural type of crease. And many times those fabrics will have a little bit of a shiny type of finish that give you that sort I just rolled out of bed type of look. Like I didn't make any effort to come to this party, but then you just put on a pair of fabulous earrings and you're ready for the night out. Lisa Marie Fernandez has to be the go-to brand with the giant proposal on the wrinkled type of finish. While I saw that Loewe and Joseph also have some beautiful proposals. Wrinkled textures are perfect for summer because they just embrace that carefree energy that lies around in the air. They're also super practical. I mean, not many of us love ironing, especially during the hot summer days. I'm a little bit like biased because I personally love a good ironed piece, and I think it must stem from the brainwashing I went through after years of steaming pieces for models during photo shoots in my past career. So I'm quite particular when it comes to curating looks like this. However, the other day I styled a skirt that I have in cotton that tends to kind of crinkle up on its own, and I went about my day still feeling elegant and not sloppy at all, while still rocking the kind of like wrinkled effect type of trend. And then for even a more careless type of vibe during your summer holidays, you might want to try a wrinkled button down over your swimsuit, your favorite type of sandals, some sunnies on your head, and you're ready to go for a day on the beach side. I know it's a bit unusual to call a brand a trend, but the rise of this iconic Italian fashion house's prints among the younger generation has been absolutely unprecedented this year. If you haven't noticed already, it's psychedelic, swirling, colorful prints, particularly on TikTok. I mean, the brand has been adding them on everything ever since ever, whether that's bikinis, kaftans, dresses, skirts, shirts, you name it, they'll add it. But somehow, if you fall down that rabbit hole on TikTok or Instagram, you'll notice that it's kind of like stepping into a parallel fashion world during the 70s. While I can't call the brand itself a trend because it's been around since quite a long time, I can absolutely say that the brand's aesthetic has become a trend this season. The Pucci trend is really in this summer, and if you want to get in on the action, I've got a little tip for you. Hit up your local vintage store or one online and buy yourself a dress or kaftan online. If it's a couple of sizes larger, even better. And then you can take it to your favorite tailor and have something fun made out of that print. Perhaps it's going to be a scarf, a bikini top, a little ensemble, another type of dress, another type of kaftan. The world is your oyster. The best thing about Pucci prints is that they're big, they're fun, and they're completely unapologetic. They'll make you feel like you're living your best Mediterranean life, even if you're just chilling in your backyard or terrace this summer. This is another one you might remember from my spring 2025 trends video, but one I had to mention now because we're seeing it roll into the summer trends as well. These patterns will add a touch of nostalgia as well as playfulness into your wardrobe. They're super easy to mix and match, and they're not reserved just for autumn winter as we'd usually assume. It's the perfect outfit for a weekend in the park or brunching with friends. It just embraces that feminine vibe that we've been seeing a lot during the warmer months as well. Now, if you want to go all out and chic with this trend, Saint Laurent has come out with the most gorgeous selection of different blouses and shirts in plaid patterns. Then again, Burberry is always a good idea when it comes to this pattern as well. If you're going to go the Burberry way, you might as well not be afraid and experiment with color as well. The high street also has some beautiful options when it comes to this trend, and it's the perfect time to perhaps steer away a little bit from the classic blues and reds when it comes to this pattern and try out some new pastel shades like your pastel greens, your pastel pinks, something even that you might pair with your buttermilk yellow, and just have fun with the trend altogether. Now, trend number 5 is one that never really goes out of style. Imagine floor gracing, semi-sheer lace gowns in the softest type of like ecru or muted blush tones, delicately layered over a silk slip. This is my idea of the most perfect alfresco dinner. Countryside, city vibes, beachside vibes, wherever you're spending your summer. This would look lovely during sunset hours. And then for a little bit more of a daytime type of elegance when it comes to this trend, you can perhaps envision a midi skirt with some lace details detailings. You maybe want to take it a little bit more into that Carolina Herrera style, pair it with your poplin collared button-down shirt, and add a minimalist type of leather sandal to finish off that look. This would make for a very effortlessly polished ensemble that exudes quiet luxury. My faves this season when it comes to this trend would be Oscar de la Renta, Stella McCartney, and Zimmerman. While the high street also has quite a huge array of suggestions on how to embrace this trend in a more affordable manner. You also don't even have to like run out the door and get a new piece. If you have a camisole with some lace detailing, think about adding it under your favorite button-down shirt and just have a little bit of that lace peeking through. That will immediately make you be sort of in tune with the trend. You might as well leave a couple of extra buttons undone to intentionally have the lace be seen. I really love this aesthetic, particularly when it's paired with a silk organza or linen shirt. I'm not talking about capri pants, which are also having a moment this season. Gone are the days when summer shorts were exclusively teeny tiny, which honestly I'm very happy about. This year it's all about that slightly longer silhouette, almost borrowed from the menswear department. Bermuda shorts and very loose sort of fitting culottes that will hit just above the knee. These longer styles are not only super flattering, but they're also really versatile. You can dress them up with perhaps a silky blouse and kitten-heeled strappy sandals for a little bit more of that elevated feminine type of look. Or maybe you want to keep it a little bit more toned down with a simple tank top, a pair of sneakers, and maybe a little contrasting belt. I love a good pair of high-waisted tailored shorts, particularly in a neutral color or black, that I feel like are staples in my wardrobe and they're just gonna keep coming back and being useful in the years to come. I've personally been eyeing these ones from the Row and the Frankie shop. Obviously different price points, but you know, for the beach side or the pool side, you can totally pull off this look with lighter fabrics such as your linens, your cottons, and you can pair it with your favorite swimsuit or just bikini top. They're comfortable, they're practical, and honestly, in my opinion, a little bit of an upgrade if we compare them to the denim cutoffs that we see every summer. Long shorts are also a great option if you're looking for that tiny little bit more coverage without really sacrificing on style. They elongate the legs, particularly when paired with a heeled sandal or a wedge, and they add an air of effortless sophistication to any summer outfit. Now last but most certainly not the least, retro aviators are back in a big way, bringing that sort of 70s rock star vibe to your look. Think about gold frames, tinted glasses, and that classic double bridge that is so nonchalantly cool. Some of my personal faves when it comes to this model will be by Tom Ford, Bottega Veneta, Jacques-Marie Mange, Loewe, and Brunello Cucinelli. While the high street also has a huge array of proposals to give us this season. Oval sunglasses are also making waves this summer, giving off that artsy, vintage-inspired, feminine, elegant type of energy. They're the kind of sunnies that add a little bit of mystery to a look, I would say. So I've got these ones by Celine, which I think are so cute. They have a little bit of a tortoise type of pattern, and then they're just going to be your classic oval style, like so. And then I have a new pair right here. This one's from Afflelou, which is a French brand, and they're also quite affordable, and they give off those same sort of vintage, very elegant, nonchalant type of vibe that I really, really appreciate. In this same style of type of oval lenses, there's this other pair that I've been eyeing for a couple of months from Saint Laurent, and I'm thinking I might have to get before the summer season's over. Wafer models are also having a moment. This is kind of a forever favorite when it comes to summertime. It's a classic model, versatile model that's proposed by many brands out there. So you've got something for all budgets, something for all tastes. There are many different color options, different type of finishes. I personally have two in this shape. So one's gonna be, this one's from Saint Laurent, which you know already, and I absolutely adore these ones, whether it's summer, winter. I feel like they're just the perfect sort of shape when it comes to wafer sunnies. And then I also have another one, once again from Afflelou, so a lot more affordable. A little bit of a tortoise pattern type of style. And this is what the shape will look like. So once again, you've got that wafer type of style at a fraction of the price point of some of the other brands. So if you want to embrace the trend, there's not really a budget out there. There's always a way to still do the luxe type of styling in different budget ranges. But yeah, this is the fun about styling. It's all about understanding what shape you're chasing and what aesthetic, what silhouette you're chasing, more than chasing a brand in particular. But for the most part, understanding the silhouette and sort of the message that a certain trend is trying to pass is the key when it comes to finding those little bits and bobs that are going to help you pull it off. There's such a huge array of sunnies out there, and it's always such a fun accessory to play with. But then again, as I always like to say, remember, trends are just kind of guidelines or fun, inspirational little details that are out there for us to explore and have fun when it comes to getting dressed. All right, you guys, that will be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And if you're not done, you know the drill. I'll leave you 2 more in here and then you can binge a little bit more, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.